All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Complexity Casting. This is Scrimcast live, getting into it right here, right now. Complexity Gaming taking on QsQ 357. Should be an absolutely fantastic match. This is actually a preview of the match that will be going on Saturday morning. That's, of course, going to be the losers bracket round of 4 matchup between these two teams. One of them will end as top 4 here, and well, the other going to be going home with less than top 4. Of course, the other teams, top 6, right? Yes, top 6. So one of the top 4 teams currently will be going home as top 6. The winner will be going on to face Trademark Esports, as they just defeated Lions a little bit earlier today in a series than I cast. And they'll be facing Trademark Esports in the lower bracket round of 2 a little bit later on that Saturday. So, guys, this should be an absolutely awesome one. Both of these teams looking to prep their skills and in order to really just bring it all together in that upcoming match. So let's get on into it. Blind bands going out here. We do have Ophelia and Parasite, Keeper of the Forest and Wild Soul. So B-Kid getting rid of those 2 jungler suicides in the Keeper of the Forest and the Wild Soul. Just does not want to have to deal with those whatsoever. Ophelia and Parasite, on the other hand, being banned out, getting rid of some gankers, is Nova. So he just really does not want to have to deal with those ganking type junglers that are able to just get behind you and be so pesky in that middle lane. Lock pool, we do have Tempest, Glacius, Aluna, Voodoo Jester, Bloodhunter, and Draconis. So ones that might stick out to you and say, what are those doing there? Voodoo Jester, Nova's favorite support, one of his favorite supports at least. We'll see if he does choose to pick that one up. And Bloodhunter. QsQ had a very successful use of Bloodhunter in last weekend's HoN Tour, I believe against Pencils. Pencils are one-trick pony, one of those 2 teams where they were able to actually crush with a short lane Bloodhunter being played by Nox. So that worked out very, very well for them in the past, and they might try it again here. A few more supports being added in with the versatile Aluna and the hard support there. Glacius, a Tempest jungler, and then, of course, the hard carry in the form of Draconis. So let's take a look at the bans really, really quickly. We did have Tundra, Jeraziah, and Zephyr being banned out by Nova, getting rid of, well, Zephyr, just the bird. You don't have to say anything more than that, just getting rid of the bird. Jeraziah, just so annoying to deal with, and Tundra, able to provide such great map control, a great solo laner with great initiation, and the ability to just go 1v2 is really unparalleled by a lot of heroes in that middle lane. Other bands on the other side, we do have Fade, Silhouette, and Engineers, so getting rid of a great combination there with the Fade Engineers saying, you guys are not getting that one style. And Nova would, of course, do a fantastic job with that combination if they were going to be playing that. Of course, Nox, I've seen him play some Fade in the past as well, but no, not going to do that. And then Silhouette being banned out. So Draconis already in the lock pool. You do still have Moon Queen available on the board, but first pick, in fact, is Nova going for Plague Rider. So it picks up the strong support suicide right there. And a good, very strong, good pickup to start off with. B-Kid counters with Bubbles, Pebbles, and with his 6th pick right there, does go for Torture. So already a very stun-heavy, aggressive lineup being built in with the addition of any of the supports and the possibility of an additional carry coming out in the lock pool. Either going to be a carry or it's going to be Tempest. One of those two, and that's going to decide really what Complexity's game plan is what the first pick is here right now from QsQ. As they did just pick up Meraxis Nymphora, so going with their own double stun lane right there, their mid lane possibly. They've got the suicide with Plague Rider. They looking to get a jungle and a carry. That could very easily work out with a first pick right here, Tempest, and then a last pick, Bloodhunter. Or they could go for a first pick on Draconis. That's going to leave them without a jungler. So I think they almost have to go with Tempest and Bloodhunter. And then they're going to have to concede Draconis over to Complexity, who will most likely pick up Draconis plus a support, whether that's going to be Voodoo Jester, Aluna, or Glacius. Only time will tell. I think that it will probably be Glacius. So this should be Glacius Draconis here from Complexity. And then the final pick should, in fact, be Bloodhunter. If it's not Bloodhunter, this is going to get very weird very, very fast from QsQ. And this will be either Glacius or Aluna, absolutely for certain. It is Aluna, so there you go. Lock pick solved right there by Beef. as Bubbles, Pebbles, Aluna, Torture, Draconis. That's going to be your final lineup for Complexity Gaming. As come on, Nova, just pick Blood Hunter. No need to waste any more time. Just pick the Blood Hunter and be done with it. We're going to have a Suicide Bubbles being played by B-Kid. Moonmeander actually on the Pebbles for now. I would expect to see B-Kid and Moon just change those two up as Blood Hunter does complete the lineup here for QsQ. Chessie currently on Aluna. Okay, so Complexity has actually changed up their player hero combinations here quite a bit, unless they ask for a remake, which is a possibility for sure. But I do think that they're actually trying out some new things. I've seen this as Moonmeander was playing Aluna yesterday, Chessie playing Aluna a lot now, and then they're putting Torture to be played by Franzi. So typically the hard support. We'll see if he plays that support share or if he's going to be playing secondary support here in this game. Of course, you do have Haxer in, though, just always playing that hard carry. Sometimes you'll see Chessie take over that position on selected heroes, but in this case, it's the Dragon. Torture plays it just about as well as it can be played, and that's what they're going to be running with. Nymphora on the other side going to be played by Nova. We have Nox going to be going short lane on Blood Hunter, and just like I've seen in the past, they stack some regen on him. They give him the Logger's Hatch at the Iron Buckler, the Runes of the Blight, and then get him an extra health potion. He should do just fine down there. Interesting. Okay. Tempest is going to be going safe jungle. You can tell by his items right here that he's going to be going for that safe jungle. But they're sending Nymphora Meraxis up top, and Nymphora is getting really, really ballsy. Nova is super confident that the Hellborn team is not coming into their own jungle to defend this ward. And so Nova playing a little bit of mind games. You would normally expect Plague Rider to be in this lane. And I think that Plague Rider is still going to be in this lane, actually. I think that Plague's going to deny mid and then rotate top. And I think Tempest is going to deny top and then rotate into the jungle. So that is the possibility. I think, sorry, I just needed to respond to one thing, just making sure that the Sound Blaster Heroes League is going to be set up. Because I want to give priority complexity scrims right now. If there's another set of cool scrims coming up, then of course I want to bring those games to you live, and might do a replay cast for a couple of Sound Blaster games a little bit later on today, but not sure of that one quite yet. This Ward of Sight right here, Franzi's actually trying to set up really, really hard onto Blood Hunter. Blood Hunter will reveal himself, but it's not going to be in time to actually go for a first blood, as Aluna actually does come back now. So Complexity going to run the offensive tri-lane. Aluna will do a lot of roaming, but Bubbles going to be kind of hanging out right now and just doing his thing mid. Not going to be going for that. Not going to be going for that suicide roll after all. Instead, they go with the offensive tri-lane. It's going to be a heavy amount of roaming coming out from Aluna, as she will probably be trying to run runes for the middle lane and hopefully be able to get her, her assistance to Bubbles so that he's able to do pretty well against this 1v2 lane. Nymphora Meraxis, I really don't see them killing this Bubbles unless B-Kid gets grossly out of position. I think that he's going to do just fine here in the middle lane. Nox on the Blood Hunter, though, is not necessarily going to do fine in the bottom lane. He's going to get very, very minimal farm, as Aluna will run into Chessie, or excuse me, not Chessie, Male on the Tempest and puts out a fair amount of harassment, bringing him to about half life before Tempest will fall back. But Aluna now in some trouble. She's going to take the Blood Silence right here. And what is that, Blood Crazy? Yes, Blood Crazy. And we'll have to back up to the safety of her teammates. There's a lot of players now hanging around in this area, as Torture wants to land a chain reaction stun, but there is support there from Nymphora and Tempest. Now Torture perhaps getting caught out of position. Yeah, Torture might be really, really in a bad position here. Even going for a stack. The Blood Crazy once again onto Torture. Nymphora and Male going to be coming in on the Tempest, but in the end not able to get anything. And all the while this is going on, Moonmeander is free farming with no one in the lane against him on Pebbles. Meraxis is free farming up top. The 1v1 situation here for Haxer and Plague Rider being played by Jonasum Fan. Well, Hax is doing a good job. He's getting some last hits, 4 and 2, but Jonas Van is crushing him up here. 6 and 6 as opposed to the 4 and 2 Draconis. And Plague has a very, very good start. If he's able to get those denies off and get into good lane position, he will beat many of these heroes in Draconis until he can get some levels, until he can get some farm and a life tube. He will actually lose this lane to Plague Rider. So that's the situation that we see currently, as Nox perhaps going to be in some trouble in the bottom lane. Both the supports going to be coming in. Blood Crazy goes out. That's going to be a total of a 6-second silence, but Nox is definitely in some trouble. Power Throw going to connect. There's the combo onto him, and the impalement with the auto attack to finish off. Franzi brings home the first blood, as Pebbles will have to get out of there. Taking a lot of damage, but Nox giving it up on that first one. It was a good power throw from Chessie to actually get the connection as well, to get the scouting information that they need, cutting down the trees, and then a great combo coming in from Moonmeander with a great chain reaction and impalement from Franzi to actually finish him off. You can see they were trying to give the kill to Big Kid, having to use the take cover there, looking to make sure that he did not get that Quake stun. But let's take a look at the ping real quick, as Nox is on 200 MS, so this should be a US East server, and in fact it is. So B-Kid happy not to get EU'd, as he calls it. Gonna be throwing out some of those axes. Style looking to connect with those, but not quite able to. And for a camping top rune, it is going to be bottom, so Torture will be able to get there in time. Bubbles still does not have a bottle, though. He has 600 gold now, so expect that to be flown out momentarily. Draconis up here is looks like he's had to fly himself some additional regen, and Jonas Van still continuing to do very, very well in this lane, as there's a lot of roaming going on in the Hellborn jungle. Francie going to find Malay, does take a Glacial Blast though for his time, and now the roaming going to be coming up as Nymphora wants to get a kill onto this dragon. Francie going to spot that one out though as he runs by with the haste rune, and Jonas Van has to be careful. Franzi succeeds in buying his teammate a little bit of time here, but there's the Zeal Stun onto Draconis. Contagion Nuke could have come out as well, and a few more auto attacks. They're going to try to turn it around, in fact. Oh, Elemental, or Tempest is there. Glacial Blast going to be going out. Chain Reaction on Nymphora. Nymphora will go down. Draconis goes down as well, and now Torture has to be trouble. TP support coming in by way of a Luna, and Torture activates some of those potions. Might be able to go in onto Tempest. Chain Reaction, Chain Reaction. No, not in time. The reaction times not quite there, as he wasn't able to get vision in time, and Malay will be able to successfully teleport on out, finishing up his Ring of Sorcery. So well done to him. He's going to be able to go back into the safe jungle and continue to farm well. Speaking of farming well though, Moonmeander, 350 gold, 360 gold per minute now in the bottom lane, doing very well on Tempest. The last thing that you want to do is allow a free farming Pebbles to exist in the game, farming literally against no one, as Nox is just trying to do some pulling, but Pebbles is actually going to go over there, as Plague Rider has the Plague Carrier ultimate available in another 2 seconds, and now has it available. Turn around, turn around, turn around, and cast it! No, not going to. Holds on to the cooldown, and Franzi on a serial killer streak, doing a great job roaming on Torture, doing very, very well indeed. Nox on Blood Hunter starting to get some decent levels down here. His total CS is 10 and 2 now that he's been able to pick up a couple, as Luna's in some serious trouble. Drops the power throw. The Quake is there, and final auto attack with another axe will finish off Meraxis. You can see Tempest actually wanted to get in on the action as well. Not quite able to. Drops a couple of Glacial Blasts onto Pebble's big rock face, and will walk away. I'm a little bit disappointed in Moonmeander that he's not using either the Frankenstein skin or the Jade Green Pebbles skin. I think the Golden Pebbles is great, but I personally prefer both of those other ones over it. So Moon, we gotta have a little bit of talk later on, perhaps. Make sure that you choose the right alt avatars. This version of Pebbles does have a very good attack animation, though I've heard problems with those other ones. So when it comes into competitive play, of course, you just want to have the best attack animations. You don't want to be impeded by something like that. Bubbles in the middle lane. B-Kid doing all right. 200 or 143 gold per minute. He is currently 12 and 2. He's managed to get some levels. Going to be hitting level 6 relatively soon here. And so that's great for him. And more importantly, he hasn't given up any kills. He hasn't been involved in any either, but as we see in the middle lane, Meraxes might be in a little bit of trouble if Franzi's able to get there, get the impalements off, and the chain reaction as well. Not going to happen just yet. They probably want to wait until they might have one more player, or until Bubbles hits level 6, which will probably be off of this creep wave, as he does pick up, looks like 3 out of the 4 creeps on the tower, so a good job right there. Double damage rune spawning up top, being spotted out by Franzi. Bubbles still with no bottle, choosing not to go that item. Interesting, and in the top lane, Yonasom fan, he's very low on life, and a double damage torture could be just what Complexity needs to finish him off. Franzi's going to pick up a ward of sight here, most likely. No, not choosing to, just going to go around the back. And needs to be very careful. They're going to coordinate this well, though. Draconis coming in from one side. Chain reactions are there. There's the agonizing bonds in the final auto attack as Franzi has all 4 of the kills here for Complexity. Going on to an ultimate warrior streak and looking very, very good doing it. So how about that? Complexity swapping around the player position roles a little bit. And it's working out pretty well as the Lagmites do go in. Moonmeander unfortunately missing those a little bit. And, well, Bloodhunter will be just fine. Nox starting to farm a little bit better. Now 18 and 4, but still has to be very, very cautious of this Pebbles that at level 7 might be able to combo him down, especially with a power throw coming in from Aluna, but she's still level 2. So a level 1 power throw is just not that strong. It's only, what, 120 damage? 140 damage. So it's just not a huge amount of damage, but when Bloodhunter only has 700 HP, the level 7 Pebbles combo plus that 140 damage from the power throw and maybe an auto attack or 2 might be able to finish him off. Pebbles instead going to be using his Stalagmites and Chuck to actually try to farm out some double stacked Ancients here. And very, very low on HP. Does not want to actually die here as the power throw comes in. And Pebbles wants to get both these last hits. And Chessie doing a great job as... Oh, Nox just saying, screw you, as Plague Rider in the top lane does drop the Plague Carrier. Not going to bounce, though. Franzi able to get the legendary streak. Kills Yonasom fan for the 3rd time. Oh, man, that was so unfortunate for Moon. Not only did he give up the kill right there, but, well, those last 3 Ancients that he was able to take out, loses that amount of gold and actually giving up the death and helping to get Bloodhunter back into it, just barely hitting level 6. The Blood Sense able to get into range and drops that one as Franzi, or excuse me, Aluna now in some trouble. The Blood Crazy coming out and down goes Aluna. So Nox, this is what he does. He struggles and then he's just like, okay, I'm Bloodhunter and I'm gonna kill you guys if you're even remotely low. So it's just a little bit of an odd situation. A lot of these competitive players perhaps don't know how to respond to Bloodhunter in these competitive games. As Bubbles perhaps in some serious trouble here. Gonna drop the kelp field. The Quake is gonna come down. Matrix detonation will finish off Bubbles with that auto attack. Chain reaction stun gonna be coming in, and the impalement doing a lot of damage to Meraxes. That is in fact level 3 impalement. Finishes him off actually, and Franzi picks up a 6th kill. Elemental Void gonna be able to bring down Moonmeander in the bottom lane though. 3 players from the Legion team able to team up and get that one as a 6 and 6 hero score is what we're looking at. Moonmeander dying twice in a row though. He did manage to buy out on that portal key before he finished up there. Franzi is looking fantastic though. 229 gold per minute as the secondary support. 6-0-0. Has done a great job of roaming and is now looking to perhaps bring down Plague Rider once again, and I think it should be relatively easy to do so once Draconis feels that he's in position. The ward vision is just not adequate in this area, and Franzi, for the 2nd or maybe even 3rd time, might be able to sneak up and just try to snag a kill. Although Plague Rider has used a potion, so Franzi, as soon as he sees that, will in fact just back up. Doesn't want to have to deal with a full HP Plague Rider as an M4 TP just came in up top. Tempest level 8 is there, and they're going to be looking for a kill. They do reveal themselves, though, and Draconis should be able to just walk away. So perhaps a little bit of a flubbed gank attempt. Maybe they didn't reveal themselves. Hacks are in, I guess it's nighttime, and Tempest will walk into the Aluna right here. Combo onto Tempest, though. Tempest takes the fall. Nice job from Moon showing off that portal key. And, well, in the front lines, there goes Yonasom fan as well. And 4 will have to buy a TP, and we'll try to use that one. Oh, Chessie looking for maybe a... Oh, man. Nova getting so lucky. I don't know what he's waiting for. Perhaps a team support to come in, but he has the availability now for the homecoming stone and will use that to actually make his way toward the secondary tower. So going back up into the top lane once more. Oh, kill going on right there. That was a combo from Pebbles, utilizing his portal key, and Style goes down. Rax has taken his second death in, well, about as many minutes. So that is not ideal for him. And Complexity starting to take a relatively large lead here at 13 minutes into the game. 2,500 gold and 1,800 experience up. That's 1,600. I'm bad at numbers, guys. But Nox on Bloodhunter starting to recover quite nicely. 272 gold per minute. In the last game, I recall him going for a Mock of Brilliance, actually. He went Steam Boot straight into Mock of Brilliance, but that was a really stompy game. So we'll see what his plan is in this one. I think that's what he went, actually, as he is saving up a ton of money here. 2,100 gold right now. It looks like he's going to be going toward that Sword of the High. And, of course, there's a relatively common build on Bloodhunter. Able to get that burn damage as he walks around. He has leveled up his blood sense first, is his typical 1 point in blood crazy, and then a couple points in feast. Going to be leveling that up as he goes to keep his HP high. Bubbles wants this double damage. I'm still kind of weirded out by B-Kid not going for a bottle. I guess, well, there's going to be a combo coming out there. Onto Meraxis, in comes the Shell Surf, not even needing the Song of the Sea. And Style, for the third time in about 4 or 5 minutes, does take a fall here in the middle lane. And starting to set his team back quite a bit. Merrick is spamming the game. Come on, Merrick. What are you doing, buddy? Interesting to note that the only tower pushes that have occurred are in these 2 long lanes at 14 minutes in. It's just kind of weird. I'm so used to seeing at 14 minutes in like 5 or 6 towers down as the pushing and trading metagame that we're kind of in right now, that it really does favor that. But both these teams going for a composition with minimal potential. A lot of the jungle heroes being banned out. Of course, 4 in the blind ban phase, as Aluna does take the fall right there. The hemorrhage being used on Bloodhunter. They're going to be looking for a counter kill, though. Pebbles instead just chucks and grabs 3 hero or creep kills. Nova looking for a flank here. He's in some serious trouble, though, and Pebbles should be able to get back over there momentarily. There's the chain reaction, and might not even need the Pebbles. And Fora just gets disintegrated. There's the Blood Crazy onto Pebbles. Well, here's the Contagion nuke. The Plague Carrier ultimate as well, and Torture is in some serious trouble. Hits the Astrolabe. He will go down. Meraxis is in there. Drops the Stalagmites from Pebbles, trying to save Draconis, but Draconis will be able to escape for now. Moonmeander, will he be as lucky? Kelpfield, and there goes the Matrix. So Meraxis actually now one in trouble. Elemental Void is available from Tempest. Not going to use it just yet, though. And in the end, it looks to be a 2-for-2 trade as Aluna and Torture were traded for kills onto Nymphora plus Moraxis. It's a better trade for Complexity, trading some of their supports as well. There's the Blood Crazy onto Pebbles. He wants the Invis Rune. He's instead grabbed by Nox, and Moonmeander will go down at the hands of Male on Tempest. So a great job from QsQ there, responding. And I think that's something that you just got to work into your mentality as a competitive player against this Bloodhunter, is that you don't know when, if you're low on life, Bloodhunter is going to find you. And just like he's going to be finding Draconis right now, going to want to apply the hemorrhage. There's a lot of teams. There's the hemorrhage. The Blood Crazy comes out as well. And 4 teleport going to be coming in. Going to go ahead and man up on Draconis. Draconis will survive for now. But Bloodhunter might not be as lucky. Draconis still so low on life. Dodges the last axe. Bubbles takes the Zeal Stone right there. Combo onto Bloodhunter. He will go down. And the Stalagmite's even hitting Meraxis. He's going to go down as well. And Nymphora, she's going to take the fall at the hands of B-Kid. And all of a sudden, 3 kills there in favor of the Complexity team, extending their lead back up to 5,000 gold, 6,500 experience at 17 minutes into the game. We do have 24 hero kills, so a huge amount of hero kills coming out thus far, and, well, that is very, very fun to see. Francie with his first death, now 8-1-0, 250 gold per minute, doing a fantastic job of actually roaming around on that Torture, landing chain reactions and hitting that level 4 impale button when necessary to bring home kills on heroes, creeps, or towers alike. Yonosum fan in the bottom lane on Plague Rider has not had the best of games. He started off very, very strong against Draconis, but as Haxrin got some support, Yonosum fan taking additional deaths, now down below 200 gold per minute, and just really dying a lot, especially to Franzi. He's done a great job of getting that roam on, and that's really hindered Yonosum fan, forced out some TPs to try to assist him, something like that. But well, in the end, Plague Rider going to be continuing to struggle with his farm. He has finished up Steam Boots as well as a Bracer, going to be working on the Astrolabe, which Torture has had completed for quite some time. Always a nice thing about having some early gold on your supports is you can get out an item like that Astrolabe very, very early on into the game. Chessie on a Luna, who was such a low level for so long, level 2 at, say, about 7 minutes into the game, is now leveled up quite nicely at level 8, starting to get those levels, has points into the Emerald Red now, and can start to hit those big stuns. I think at level 3 Emerald Lightning, like she has now, that the maximum stun is 4 seconds, maybe 4.5 seconds. As a combo is going to come out right here on the Meraxis. A failed combo, though, and Pebbles will just have to back on up with the haste rune, though he's not too concerned about it. Pebbles not going for any mana regen items, which is kind of interesting. No bottle, no Ring of the Sorcery, nothing along those lines, as Chessie will find a ward here to be countered. Not bad. Tempest picks up a portal key and a Sword of the High on Bloodhunter. He's now about 1,200 gold from finishing up that Mock of Brilliance. And in the top lane, Meraxis does go down to the second attempted combo there from Pebbles. Haxrin getting his assistant as well. As in the bottom lane, Franzi's manning up on Plague Rider and will be able to get the kill. Even using that Torment, you don't even often see that skill leveled, but getting a couple points into it. Glacial Blast, though, from Tempest, and Franzi's going to be in some trouble. The Hemorrhage goes out as well. Blood Crazy onto Torture, and Peter will go down. Nox picks up that kill, putting him within 900 of finishing up that Mock of Brilliance. So Franzi perhaps getting a little bit overconfident, going for kills right next to that tower, as Draconis does take the Zeal Stun. A second Zeal Stun going to be coming up as well, and auto attacks from Draconis actually going to man up on Bloodhunter. Bloodhunter's going to go down. Meraxis is there, though. Will he be able to get the axes? There's one connecting. Turning it around, perhaps. Just going to try to get the kill onto Nymphora. There's the Zeal Stun, though, and a great kill, return kill there from QsQ to bring down Haxrin. Nymphora came very close to dying, but no, yep, she will die, in fact, as Moonmeander just walks in, says, "What up, Chuck?" and brings down the fairy. Malaya on Tempest with his Elemental Void available and a portal key. We'll look to see if he goes for any kind of big counter initiations. As, well, there's some Stalagmites on Meraxis. A Chuck as well, bringing him down to about 2/3 HP, but not going to be in any danger of actually dying relatively soon. Hellborn team kind of harassing their opponents' Ancients a little bit, stacking for them, but then they're going to go in there and try to take them as regen Pebbles is in the vicinity. Legion team not aware of this just yet. They might have an inclination, but Nova trying to get up there, senses that something is going on and wants to try to get a ward in the position. Ward of Sight from Chessie will be able to spot this one out, though. And Bloodhunter now looking to probably do these Ancients. So Complexity, instead of taking the Ancients now, they want to get a kill and the Ancients. So it'd be interesting if Nova actually noticed that those Ancients were not double stacked before and knows. There's the combo onto Plague Rider, though. Plague Rider takes the Shell Surf and he'll fall as well. Franzi trying to man up in the bottom lane against Meraxis. Will he actually be able to? Secondary support Torture manning up against a Meraxis in the middle lane, going 1v2 against Bubbles, and Franzi brings home the kill. Peter is huge this game as Nox wants the kill onto Torture in the bottom lane. Not going to be able to get it, though, as Peter TP's out just in time. Draconis and Bubbles making their way up the top river. Beacon has finished up his portal key now, so going to be able to get in on those follow-up initiations or drop some weed fields, some silences on people's heads. Nullstone is there on Draconis as well, and that's going to be a nice item for him, as he might very well need it right here. Gonna prevent the Glacial Blast, but not a whole lot else. Doesn't even need it. Elemental Void gonna come out, and there's the Contagion Nuke. The Plague Rider Ultimate gonna be attempting to bring him down as well. Is Draco... What? Where's the Glacial Blast? Melee! Wait. Okay, that was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. They stacked stuns. They stacked everything right there, and... I don't even know what to say about that. 1500 life Draconis just kind of mans up and takes it, as Bubbles is looking for a kill onto Nymphora. Nova instead looking, well, like he's unaware, because Bubbles is in Viz, and I don't know why Beacon is waiting so long. There's the Song of the Sea. Going to be able to use the Shell Sir. Power Throw connects as well, and the final auto attack does bring him home. So Chessie getting his hands on that kill as well. Chessie might be in some serious trouble, though, as Marax is with a portal key trying to make his way up the river. Moonmander gets a kill onto Bloodhunter with the assistance of Franzi in the bottom lane, though, and a vote to concede going up. There it is. QsQ giving this one up. GG, no re coming out from QsQ, and Complexity looking very, very strong in that one. Once again, this is a preview of this weekend's matchup. QsQ 357 going to be taking on Complexity in the lower bracket round of 4 of HoN Tour Diamond Cycle 3. One of those teams is going to be stopped then and there. The other one going to advance into the lower bracket round of 2 and the top 4 of Diamond Cycle 3. So a very, very important matchup. And, well, a little bit of a preview right there. Complexity doing a great job in the draft. They were able to actually force QsQ into taking that Bloodhunter pick, which might have been their plan all along. I'm not quite sure. Complexity gets a very strong team, dominates their lanes, and never allowed the Bloodhunter to take off. So congratulations to them. They take that scrim home. I hope that both teams had some fun playing in that and actually got a little bit of knowledge about their opponents, and it's definitely some practice. So congratulations to them. Thank you to both of the teams for allowing me to be there in casting. Guys, we're going to be right back. Try to see if we can bring you some more Complexity scrims. Or possibly some more Cryo 9 in-house league. If coL's not scrimming, then we're going to be going into Sound Blaster Heroes League in about half an hour. But I'll make sure to find something to keep you guys entertained between now and then. A huge shout out to Complexity. Without their support, coLcast would not be possible. Make sure to check out Complexity Gaming at complexitygaming.com. Over on Facebook at facebook.com/complexitygaming, and Twitter at Complexity Live. Give them a follow, give them a like. And, of course, make sure to let them know that you appreciate their involvement in the HoN competitive scene, so that we can continue to have coLcast occurring, that we can continue to have a great sponsored team, and hopefully some more Complexity-sponsored events. Guys, we'll be right back with more coLcast action. I've been your casting host, Beef. We'll catch you then.